Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. And on today's show, the aliens are coming to terrorize your home consoles. Something big is happening in the MCU. And Amazon's Rings of Power trailer has officially dropped. But as you know, here at Model Behaviour, action figures always come first.
Or sometimes not at all.
So let's talk about them. First up, guys, Hasbro have announced their Selfie series. Yes, we leaked this news months ago on Model Behaviour after everywhere else spoke about it, and then I just took what they said. But finally, like we've all been begging for it, but you can make yourself an action figure, which actually is really, really cool. I'm totally down for this. So what you do is, it's an app. You get a Hasbro Pulse app, and then you just scan your face with all the face scanning technology that you use to unlock your phone and all that kind of thing. And then that goes off to Hasbro, and they make 3D print a head. And I guess they've got coloring things that can just look at the picture and color it accordingly. Apparently you can tweak it a little bit as well once you've scanned yourself. So I think this is wicked. I haven't been able to find an official price, but everything was rumored to be about $60, which, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's expensive, but it's not crazy. I mean, it's a bespoke, one-of-a-kind headpiece. The only thing that I'm a bit like, about is that you can only choose from a select number of bodies that Hasbro already have. So, be it G.I. Joe, or Ghostbusters, or a Star Wars, or a Marvel one. I wish they just had some civilian bodies. If they just had like a generic jeans and a t-shirt body, then I think that would be really popular. So you can really have yourself. I kind of like the idea of having myself as a Ghostbuster though. Like if I have to choose one, I think maybe me as a Ghostbuster, I kind of like that. Because otherwise it's like, I don't want to be like, in Boba Fett armor or something. It just looks like Dave attending Comic-Con, Which actually, if I do myself as Spider-Man, that would be close to my last Comic-Con cosplay. So that could be a thing. But either way, they're going to be like trialing this, or not trialing it, they're definitely doing it, but they're giving the first people a go at San Diego Comic-Con. So attendees there will be able to register their faces and kind of get that done, and then it'll be released to the greater public later. But I'm genuinely going to watch this one quite closely because I think this could be quite cool. McFarlane DC Multiverse have shown images of their Ocean Master and also their Deathstroke. Now, I gotta say, these guys actually look really good. Ocean Master, first of all, I'm not a big DC guy, you know this, but I think this is a really good representation of the character from what I know of him. So I've seen various bits of art and things, mainly his appearance in the Aquaman movie, and then a little bit of tiny research I was doing. I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty accurate, because sometimes people are saying, McFarlane, why are you changing characters? Why are you like zhuzhing them up where they don't want zhuzhing? This looks like a pretty legit Ocean Master, and it's kind of cool. Same can be said, I think, for Deathstroke as well. I've had a lot of people saying that they want to see a DC Multiverse Deathstroke. Well, here you go. And again, could be potentially pretty good. I'm always kind of cautious when it comes to McFarlane figures, because sometimes they'll look good in the promo pictures, and then there might be like some weird sort of proportions or something that just like kind of throws it a little bit. But at the moment, these look kind of cool. And they've also shown a preview teaser image of, ready yourselves, another Batman. I know. What? McFarlane doing a Batman figure? Hey, look, if they make money, can't fault them for it, but it is kind of funny. It's a cliche now. We've got the Court of Owls style Batman, and just like with the other McFarlanes, they look cool in the pictures. Let's see if the reality lives up to that. SH Figure Arts, and that's a name you're going to be hearing quite a bit on this episode, have shown their Dragon Ball Z Turl? Is that the name of the character? Is that how you pronounce it? Figure. I've never seen Dragon Ball. You know this of me. I ain't going to be like some fake person who's like, yes, my favorite figure, Turl from Dragon Ball Z. I don't know. But I know a lot of people do. Massive fan base and following. God bless you. So if this is one for you, then hey, enjoy the pretty pictures. I don't have a release date or even a price yet. I know, why do you even watch this show, man? It's got to be hard work sometimes. But this does look pretty cool. So if you're into your Dragon Ball Z, this one is going to be a crowd pleaser. Speaking of SH Figure Arts, they have also shown images of their Venom Let There Be Carnage figure. And this, yeah, okay, this does actually look really wicked. We've had a few Let There Be Carnage Venoms. Just it's only Marvel Legends that haven't made one yet, which is kind of funny. I mean, yes, there are other companies that haven't made them too, but that's the big one where it's like, come on, Hasbro, this you got the license right there. Why not? Well, I'll tell you why not, because SH Figure Arts have done a pretty damn good job by the looks of it. This Venom looks mean. Although one thing I would say, if you're thinking of fudging this in with your Marvel Legends, SH Figure Arts tend to scale a little bit smaller, so that might not be a great fit. But just as a visual, just the way that they've captured the look of Venom, this looks really, really cool. Real mean, badass looking Venom. I dig that. And here's a big one for SH Figure Arts. They have beaten Hasbro to the punch, and they are putting out their Spider-Man No Way Home 3 Spider-Man figures. These were on display at the Figure Arts store in Tokyo, Japan, and you could just take a look for yourselves. I don't think they look very good. Just gotta say, I'm not a fan. Like I think the proportions look a bit weird. I don't know. Also, I mean, state of your hips, mate. Look at those hip joints with all the bits and pieces going on there. It looks really over-designed. Like there's more going on there than there needs to be. Like maybe bring back the old Toy Biz ball joint hips at this point. I don't know. Maybe it's not a great picture. I'm just saying, a little bit underwhelming. I don't know. I've never had an SH Figure Arts figure in hand, so I know that really where the big value comes from is the quality and the precision of how it's put together and the joints and the movement, so I'm sure that's lovely. But just looking at these pictures, I don't know, they look a little underwhelming. So hey, maybe once they actually come out fully, there'll be some better ideas, and like the quality will be like, oh wow, shut up Dave, you don't know what you're talking about. That's that's pretty much a daily occurrence, to be honest. But hey, these are the first ones in the 1/12 scale to hit the ground, so Hasbro, ball's in your court. See you in 2023. But you know what would go really well with those 1/12 scale Spider-Man No Way Home Peter Parkers? Ha ha! How about a Pocket World 1/12 Green Goblin? Oh my goodness. I did a little preview of this months ago, and now we have official images. Pocket World are a kind of an unofficial company, so I don't know if this is listed as Green Goblin or as Evil Flying Imp or something like that. I'm going to double check when I take a closer look at the pictures. It might be official, but I don't think it is. We'll find out. But just looking at this, it looks real pretty. This is full-on Sam Raimi Spider-Man 1 looking Green Goblin. So he doesn't have any of the tattered kind of gear that he had in No Way Home, which looked so cool. They really, they nailed that version of Willem Dafoe as the Goblin. But this one, classic 2002 Spider-Man, and I gotta say, to have him on a flight stand, flying around the other 3 Peter Parkers, yeah, that would be pretty awesome. And finally, for SH Figure Arts, they have released an image of their Elden Ring Festering Fingerprint Vike figure. I've only played a bit of Elden Ring. I need to get back to it, so I don't know who this guy is. But if you are into your 1/12 scale sword and sorcery type figures, then this dude could just slot in with Mythic Legions, Dungeons and Dragons, you name it. Because you know with SH Figure Arts, the quality is going to be there. And because this is kind of an armored sort of figure, I think that works better with the Figure Arts type joints as well. It just kind of fits the aesthetic a bit better. So keep a close eye on this, because Elden Ring have some amazing looking character designs and monsters and bosses, so if Figure Art's going to do more of these, that could be a really cool subline. So this dude's going to retail for about 7,000 or 8,000 yen, which is about $55, and he's going to be available in early 2023. This is one I'm excited about. Jada Toys are doing Street Fighter 2. Alright, so 1/12 scale Street Fighter 2 figures. We've had teaser images. So from what I can pick out, the first one seems to be of Fei Long. You can kind of tell he's got the Bruce Lee hair going on there. Then we've got Ryu, because of course you're going to have Ryu. And then the third one is Chun-Li. They're going to do a full reveal, apparently, at San Diego Comic-Con. So very soon we're going to see what this lineup is like. Hopefully, because we're getting Fei Long, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they're going to do the full Super Street Fighter 2 16 character set. That would be amazing. The only question is, will they do it all? Because, I mean, if you're a Storm Collectibles Street Fighter person, then, I mean, you might be old and grey before you see that team completed because they take so long. So hopefully Jada might be able to be like, hey, look, if you guys are tired of waiting, boom, you're looking for this? That might make a lot of people very happy. Over in Hasbro's Star Wars news, they got a couple of releases here. First of all, from the Vintage Collection, we've got more pictures of the, not Boba Fett, not Jango Fett, Mandalorian. There we go. Just had to let the wheel in my brain spin around to the correct bounty hunter. We got the Mandalorian escape set. Showed some pictures before. Few more pictures now. I do like the Death Trooper on fire. That looks kind of cool. Then we've also got Cassian Andor and his little robot dude. They're coming out pretty soon as well. Going to coincide with the Andor TV show. Hopefully that'll be a good show. Again, I've cancelled my Disney Plus, but I'm willing to pick it back up again if people say that things are good. So when the world is good again in Disney Plus, then I might dip my toe back in, and Andor might be the show to do it. Who knows? But we're getting some merchandise. And then finally, they've got Boba Fett in disguise for the Black Series, which is Boba Fett painted black. Now, this is from a comic book series where I think this is set during the time that he's trying to deliver Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt, and he has to compete in a gladiator-type fighting thing. I haven't read it. What I do know is just painting yourself jet black is not like a great disguise, especially if you're like one of the most famous Mandalorians in the galaxy. But look, I did just say I haven't read the story, so I'm sure there might actually be a perfectly good explanation as to why that works. So I won't rag on it. It's just, you know me. I love ragging on stuff because it's low-hanging fruit and easy. Satisfying too. But anyway, if you're a Star Wars person, these guys are coming out soon. Hasbro have announced that Dr. Mindbender in their G.I. Joe Classifieds line will be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but not really, or at all. It's kind of ridiculous. I guess they haven't actually finished making him yet, because what they've said is when you go to San Diego Comic-Con, if you're one of the privileged few thousand, then you can buy like a credit token for Dr. Mindbender, and then when he's ready, he'll get sent to you. It's like the old Star Wars toys in the late 70s, where they didn't actually have any to give people for Christmas, so it's like, here, have some cardboard ones until we can deliver them to you. And it's not really exclusive, it's just the people at San Diego Comic-Con will have the first round of orders. And then after that, then you can go onto Hasbro Pulse and order it yourself. So there's nothing really exclusive about it, but hey, SDCC exclusive, it sounds sexy, doesn't it? And I'm sure someone like Dr. Mindbender with that moustache, monocle, and the lovely leather lederhosen, he knows what sexy is all about. Super 7 with their Thundercats line have shown their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Hook Mountain Lion-O. Now, this is kind of fun and reminds me of the old, not Dr. Mindbender, Zartan. That's the one, because he's a frosty cool color changer. So I think that the Hook Mountain is an episode from the TV show, stop me if I'm wrong, where Lion-O is up a cold mountain called Hook Mountain. I'm guessing, because this one goes all blue when you get him cold, and then he goes back to normal colors when he is less cold. That's how heat works. So yeah, that's one for the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. Keep an eye out if you're a completionist for your Super 7 Thundercats collection, because he looks like a fun little quirky curiosity, kind of like me. Now here's a cool one. Kyoto Revoltech Black Panther. I was going to say I'm a fan of Revoltech, but actually I pulled that back in because it's real hit and miss. I think it depends on what the property is, what the character is, whether or not the Revoltech style works for it. Like, I had Iron Spider. I quite liked him, but not enough to keep hold of him. I've got Cable. I love Cable. He's wicked. And now they're doing Black Panther. And Black Panther, I think, might be a really, really great fit because full covered head to toe, like body armor, that works with the Revoltech style. I much preferred it when I mispronounced it as Revoltech. I think that just sounds like a better name. You never want Revolt to, like, your name to sound revolting. I mean, granted, it's a Japanese company, so they wouldn't have thought to themselves, that sounds like the English word revolting, but I digress. This does look pretty cool. He's got slashing effects, he's got all these different sort of powers, and being Revoltech, you can put him in some really cool dynamic poses. So we haven't got any word on release date or prices yet, but just looking at this figure, this is one to keep an eye on. He could be pretty cool. we got some more pictures of the DC Multiverse Infinite Frontier Scarecrow figure. I spoke about this guy last time. Now we got some more images to go on. And I was saying previously that, I don't know, I think the design is super cool, but maybe the paint job, like it needs more details, more of a wash. Looking at these pictures, I gotta say, there's a little more going on there than I originally gave it credit for with the promo shot. I think some of the paintwork actually does look quite intricate, pretty nice, and there is more depth and shadow than I originally anticipated. So, this might be a really pretty figure. This could be one of those rare McFarlane ones that actually I pick up just because it's a cool looking figure. Time's gonna tell. Time and model behavior budget will tell, but when they make a really nice figure, I see my hand going towards it when I'm in store. So if I see it in person, I might want to pick this guy up. Hot Toys have shown images of their Days of Future Past 1973 Wolverine figure. A real funny curiosity of a figure. They must be like, geez, we've made figures of like everyone. Like, what have we not done? Well, we haven't done Wolverine in 1973 yet. Boom! make it happen. And look, again, kind of like I was saying with McFarlane doing Batman figures, they must be making money. People must be buying them. So I'm never going to fault you for making them. So guys out there, if you want a slightly different looking Wolverine in a bit of a flared collar 1970s shirt, you're going to be able to get him from Hot Toys. And at least with Hot Toys, like, what do I always say with Hot Toys? It's going to look amazing. Going to look beautiful. Going to look like a Madame Tussauds waxwork just shrunk down to 1/6 scale. He's going to be gorgeous, and you're going to pay the price for him as well. What is that price? I don't know yet. They haven't told me. Me personally. Yeah, they haven't gotten the blower to model behavior to let me know. But he will be released. You got a while to save. It's going to be the end of next year, maybe even early 2024. So sit back, relax. We're in no hurry. Speaking of Hot Toys, now this is a cool one. They are adding to their Spider-Man collection with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and a little something extra as well. So first of all, we've got the basic Hot Toys Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. Looks great. You know, I'm not going to repeat myself from what I just said from Wolverine. If you want probably the best representation of a character from a film, Hot Toys is the way to go. The costume looks super pretty. The Andrew Garfield likeness doesn't have any uncanny valley sort of look, to my impression at least. Looks super pretty. But if you want to make it look even prettier, if you want to zhuzh it up a little bit like George Michael, then you can get the Lizard base separately. And this is really cool. So they've got the Rhys Ifans Lizard half. They got like the torso, the top half, bursting out of a scene, and then you could have your Spider-Man over above it. Put them together, that's awesome. You know what's even more awesome though? The fact that you can buy them both separately. That's really, really cool, because if you just want Spider-Man, boom, you can get him. If you just want the Lizard, that's great, because maybe you have some other Spider-Man characters you want to put that with. Storm Collectibles. That's what you should have done with your Liu Kang. You should have done the Liu Kang, and you should have done the Dragon. Or you could have done Liu Kang and a deluxe Liu Kang and Dragon. Don't make the only version of the character the most expensive one. And I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, Dave. We're going to release a single version of Liu Kang later. Guess what? Too late. I'm already out of collecting Mortal Kombat. Sold most of my collection. So, ha! Joke's on you, pal. Anyway, that's a rant for another time. But if you like the look of this hot toy, then end of next year, you can probably pick them up. I say probably. Yeah, you definitely can do. There's no mystery. Mafex have released a teaser image for The Batman. And it's literally just a picture of Robert Pattinson's face with the makeup underneath there. Really not much else to go on. Looks a bit Anakin Skywalker-ish, doesn't it? So that's just basically letting us know they're gonna do a version of him. So we got Mezco doing one. So if you don't want to wait 5 years for that to come out, then maybe you can pick up the Mafex one instead. Bada bing, bada boom. Problem solved. You got an extra Batman on your shelf. Over in Hasbro Transformers news, they've shown images of their Shattered Glass Flame War Fireglide figure. I really had, you could see the cogs turning as I tried to remember all those names and terms. I just wanted to cover this guy in particular because I really like the look of it. I love the color scheme. Just that color scheme makes me think Bret Hart Survivor Series 1996. Boom. Bit of purple, flames. So cool. So I'm not even familiar with the original non-shattered glass version of this character, but I just really like this evil twisted version. So yeah, also Flame War. That's kind of a fun modern take on a modern sort of term. I like the idea, calling a flame-based character Flame War, because 10 years ago, I mean, what does Flame War mean? Whereas now we're like, oh yeah, Flame War, exactly. It's a modern thing. It's kind of cool. They're down with the kids. And that does it for action figure news, but just some quick little movie news now, or MCU Disney Plus news. All right, guys, this is the segment here. It's going to be marked out in the chapters, okay? So if you don't want... all right, any Miss Marvel spoilers, okay, Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. If you don't want any spoilers or anything, skip to the next chapter. All right, this is your chance. 3, 2, 1. All right, boom. Miss Marvel in the final episode was mentioned as a mutant. Yes, boom. Mutants are in the MCU. Finally, they're starting to make some inroads. That's super cool. It wasn't like outright said, you are a mutant. There are mutants now. No, but someone said, I did love the way they did it. He was like, it's something about your biology. Or you have a mutation. And then, just in case there was any doubt, we hear, and the sting gets you. If you are between the ages of 35 and 45 and you hear then just goosebumps, man. Absolute goosebumps. So, mutants are officially now, like, we've opened the door, the forbidden door of the Fox properties. I mean, we've already done that. But don't say, oh, well, we already had Professor X. That doesn't count. I'm talking about, like, natural mutants in the MCU now, in the proper universe. That's really cool. We've cracked the door open ajar. Now let's kick it down, introduce us to the X-Men, all the different characters. I might do a separate video as to how I would like to see this done. And then, yeah, we'll see Disney do something completely different. But nonetheless, I thought that was quite exciting. Over to Netflix now for their Resident Evil TV show. Who skipped that last chapter? Didn't want any kind of spoilers or anything. Yeah, I'm looking at you, coward. Anyway, Resident Evil is out now on Netflix, and it's getting surprisingly not bad reviews. I gotta say, I thought the trailer looked like toilet water. I really did. But actually, having seen a little bit of it now, and seen some reviews come in, it's actually... I'm okay. I'm on board with this. I like the way that it's being told in two different time frames. So we've got like modern day, how the bad thing happens, and then the slightly more in the future, post-apocalypse, the bad things happen. So you get a nice bit of flavour of both. It's a bit more of an interesting way of going about it, and honestly, I kind of dig it. Amazon have put out a full trailer for their Rings of Power show starting in September. I think it's not far off. And it looks like it's Lord of the Rings. So if you love Lord of the Rings, it looks like more Lord of the Rings. If you don't like Lord of the Rings, then you're probably not going to get much out of this. I was never a Lord of the Rings guy, but I'm always willing to be surprised. I want something that might make me go, huh, okay. And there's something in this trailer. There's a feel about this trailer that feels epic. It feels big. And I'm actually quite interested in this now. Because you know, Amazon would have thrown the boat at this thing to make it. And I'm just hoping that after watching so many Disney shows where it's like the most basic, paper-thin plots that just demands zero from the audience, I'm hoping that maybe this might have a little more intrigue, some more layers. You know, I'm hoping for like good Game of Thrones. And don't get me wrong, I know we're not going to have flopping wieners and heads cut off and dragons and titties. That's fine. But just levels of nuance in characters, schemes, plots, plans, backs and forths. If we have that, that would get my attention. So I got to say, after watching this trailer, I don't have high hopes, but I hope that it's going to be good. But that's not high hopes. You know what I mean. And finally, Servios and 20th Century Games have announced that they are working on an Alien single-player video game, and this makes me happy, because I've been looking forward to an Alien single-player experience for the longest time. I'm a huge fan of the franchise, as well you know if you've been watching this for a while, but I hate multiplayer games. I don't want to spend time with people. I hate people. But I do love playing Alien games. So they're putting together an Alien single-player game that is going to be available on PC, consoles, and also VR as well. So with that in mind, I'm guessing it's going to be a first-person type game. Honestly, I've never had the perfect Alien game for me. I think like a Resident Evil third-person over-the-shoulder type horror game. That would be amazing. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon. So in the meantime, we've got this new project to look forward to, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the stories covered? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you want to go one step beyond in supporting the channel, well, you can do. You can go over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior, toss a couple of bucks my way, and you can enjoy all the exclusive videos on there. Or you can stay right here on YouTube and get yourself a YouTube channel membership where you can still enjoy all those same videos, and you get a nice little icon next to your name when we do the live streams, where I can go like, hey, that person's a channel member, they're probably a pretty awesome human being. Or if you don't have any bucks to toss my way, that's absolutely fine. Sit back, relax, put your feet off, take off your pants and crack a beer, and just enjoy all the best videos for free right here on the channel. So guys, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Coffee. Big time coffee.